Welcome back to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream with Adam and Nick. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome back. It's the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast.
It is indeed. We're back.
The show returns.
It does. We've been away for a few weeks.
We have, although seamlessly.
You wouldn't have even noticed.
Well, you would, because this video show hasn't been here.
The show hasn't been here.
But we have released an episode.
Yeah, we never missed a date, which I'm quite proud of.
Yeah.
You've been away for what seems like 2 years.
Yeah.
And we didn't miss an episode. So.
There was a lot of pre-work.
Pre-planning, a lot of work. This is the first time we've recorded anything together for ages.
Like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back.
Thanks.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
Nice and tanned.
Thank you.
Had a bit of a trim.
Yes.
Beard-wise.
Did we talk? Now I'm going to get in all the way through. I'm going to be. I can't remember if we talked about this.
We mentioned that you were going to. I think
that I was going to get rid of the beard.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I did, and I've had a subsequent
it suits you a little bit shorter. I think I liked the bushiness.
Yeah.
But I think that makes you look younger.
Yes, I keep getting told that.
Yeah.
It's because there's a lot of grey in it when it's longer.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's a lot in it when it's short.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's the same amount, but
it's your age, though.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
How was your holiday?
It was excellent.
Yeah?
I might say where I went now. I've been.
Go for it. Yeah, there's nobody's going to track you down. It's not like you can have a stalker.
I had 2 weeks in Jamaica.
Nice.
Yeah, it was excellent.
I've never been to Jamaica. Was it good?
Yes, it's my second time.
Oh, okay.
But before I only went for a day.
Nice.
So, passing through.
This time you went for 2 years.
2 whole weeks. Yeah, it was lovely. The weather was amazing, as you would expect, being a Caribbean island. Very hot, very sunny. Good few thunderstorms to watch as well,
That's
which is
always fun.
exciting. And yeah, got to chill out a bit, relax, eat some food, swim in the swimming pool. Went on some trips, met some crocodiles.
Nice.
On a river safari.
Nice, okay.
So that was awesome.
That sounds fun.
And jumped in a waterfall.
Nice.
And
intentionally?
Yes.
Cool.
So I'll show you some photos.
Cool.
Stuff if you've not seen any. Yeah, jumped off a rope swing into a waterfall.
Nice.
And ate lots of jerk. Chicken,
okay, yeah.
or fish, and fish. Yeah, it was good.
I bet the food's really good over there, isn't it?
But yeah, mostly. Do you know the best meal I had?
Go on.
It wasn't actually in the hotel or the resort at all.
Right.
So we walked down the beach a bit.
Yeah.
At the end of the bay, there was all these sort of shacks where people were selling their wares, the locals, which was fine. It is what it is. And then just a bit down from that was just basically a tiki bar on the beach.
Yeah.
And so stopped there for a drink. Thought we'd have a bite to eat, and it did like I say, jerk, chicken, seafood and stuff. Get a lobster.
Yeah.
When it got it out of the sea.
No way.
Cooked it for you.
Straight out of the sea.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Don't get any fresher than that.
Yeah, one of us had lobster. So chose it, and then the waitress chased my daughter up the beach with it.
Nice.
Whilst it was alive.
And then you ate it.
I didn't eat it. I didn't have the lobster, but yes, one of the party ate it.
Wow.
We called him Brian, the life of Brian.
Oh, you can't eat something you've given a name to.
That's why I was like, I'm going to name him just to make you feel bad. And then, yeah, he was eating.
Wow.
So,
I bet that was delicious.
Yeah.
I love lobster.
I had the shrimp.
I do like
shrimp.
Garlic shrimp's
That was
good.
Excellent. That was the best meal I had.
You usually find
On
like
the
these
beach.
little like beach bars in the middle of nowhere are usually the best food.
Yeah.
Were you out there for Halloween?
Yes.
Was there Halloween a thing?
It was.
There? Okay.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of Americans there staying as well. So they converted it into, they had this, where one of the bars had these two sort of parallel curved covered areas where, because, it does rain, you could go in and sort of hide if that happened. And they sort of looked out onto the stage where they did all the entertainment and stuff. So one of these sort of covered areas, they basically boarded up a couple of days before and turned it into like a walk-through horror maze type thing.
That's cool.
So that was good. And there was people grabbing your ankles and like the staff would
not sure about that.
And then for the kids, they did like a trick-or-treat trail. They loved it because they gave them these little buckets and they were just... It was all American candy they were getting, and so they thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I bet they did. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad you had a good time.
It was good to do that on a Halloween.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I got offered to be handcuffed on Halloween,
right,
by a member of staff because they were dressed up in costume. Yeah, she was next to me.
Okay,
and one of them was dressed up as a police officer.
Yeah.
This lady in like full on booty shorts and everything. We walked up to get these bits of candy and stuff. And I said, "Good evening, officer. How are you today?" I said, "We're on our best behaviour." And she said, "Yes, hopefully I won't." Well, you better be on your best behaviour or I'll have to handcuff you.
Uh-huh.
And I said, "That's not really sure that's appropriate."
Because my wife and children
are here, but okay. But no, we had a good time.
Good. I'm really glad you had a good time. It's good to have you back.
Yeah. It's good to be here.
Good. I'm glad you're
excited to catch up with everything.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot of Netflix stuff to talk about, a lot of news, a lot of stuff that we've watched. I've had a lot of time, so I've watched a lot of things.
Yeah, I've watched a fair bit.
So yeah, we'll get into all that in the episode, I guess.
Let's do it. So should we start off, though, as is traditional, with the question of the week?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, and this week, that question is simply this.
Go for it.
You're a bit of a Microsoft Office nerd.
A little bit.
You have to use some of that stuff.
Sometimes.
Would you rather, in real life, be able to have the ability to copy and paste or undo?
A copy and paste or undo. So you could like
think about how you want
anything.
to interpret that. Yeah.
Okay. So you could literally never run out of anything if you could copy and paste.
Potentially. You could be in going back to food, you could be in a restaurant, copying that, paste it later on.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow. Yeah.
Just about to run out of toilet roll.
People,
copy that last sheet, paste it, I've got some more toilet roll.
Yeah.
Or undo. So I wish I hadn't have said that.
Yeah, undo your last action.
I feel like undo would be really helpful, but copy and paste could be life-changing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel that you would use and abuse the copy and paste function.
Much more than the undo function.
And the undo function, I would like to think I wouldn't have to use it that much, but...
No, yeah, I don't know what I would use it for in like every day. It'd be good to have it there in the background, just in case.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's an everyday use. Whereas I feel like copy and paste would be an everyday.
I think you could have a lot more fun with.
You could have a lot more fun with copy and paste. Yeah, let's go for that.
Do you clone yourself?
Myself?
Yeah.
No.
I'm just thinking also, if it fell into the wrong hands, copy and paste could be
really bad.
Very dangerous.
It could. So could undo, though, to be fair.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Yeah. We could undo all of last week's actions in America.
Okay.
Just pretend that all of that didn't happen.
Maybe.
Right. I suppose we should get on with the episode proper, should we?
Wouldn't make him not a rapist, though, would it?
No. Anyway, let's not abuse the most powerful man in the world.
Okay. I think copy and paste is the easy answer.
The correct answer
on that one.
Yeah, I agree.
You could just go wild with it.
Yes. Right. Shall we do some Netflix news?
Let's do it. There's quite a bit of news to get through, and we'll start, I think, with. Did you know? I didn't know this was a thing. Which, considering we've had a podcast for several years, chiefly about Netflix.
Yeah.
That November the 6th was Stranger Things Day.
No. I didn't know that.
Oh.
And November the 6th was yesterday.
It was.
And I didn't even notice then either.
Do you know why it is?
No.
Because it is the day that Will Byers disappeared.
Oh, okay.
November the 6th.
Interesting.
1983, I believe, in season 1.
Sounds about right.
So, because of that, just yesterday, as we record, Netflix did announce the episode titles for the season 5, the final season of Stranger Things.
So we've got some titles.
Yeah. They say they released a teaser trailer, but they really didn't.
Right.
Because all it was the Stranger Things intro music with a succession of titles on the screen.
No, so, yeah. It's a title
very
reveal
slowly,
rather than a teaser.
Stranger Things 5 appeared in the background.
Right.
And they also confirmed that Stranger Things Season 5 will appear on Netflix in 2025.
Okay.
No
idea
information. No. And no hint as if it will be in one part or two parts.
There's no way it's going to be in one part.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
If you cast your mind back, I think we covered an interview that Maya Hawke had done where she basically said, these are 8 movies.
Yes. She did. I think you'll get it in 3 parts.
Okay.
I think you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then 7 and 8.
Then 7 and 8.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Take that to the bank.
I wouldn't bet against you, I don't think.
No. That's how I think they'll do it.
Yeah. If you're truly getting 8 2-hour episodes, I think even splitting them in half is Netflix aren't going to do that.
No.
So
that final needs to have an impact, so it needs to come out on its own together. Finale.
Would you like to know the episode title?
Of course I would.
So 1 to 8.
Yep.
The Crawl will
Crawl.
be the first episode.
Okay.
Also, apparently it's set in towards the end of 1987, which proper Stranger Things fans say that actually this means season 5 will be set approximately a year after season 4.
Oh, right.
Which
I suppose we need to advance some time.
Yeah. That means the whole series will have taken place over 4 years. And those kids have aged a decade.
Yes, over 10 years.
Anyway,
those
sorry.
kids are not kids anymore.
Yeah.
Kids are full-grown adults.
Episode 1 is The Crawl.
Okay.
Episode 2 is The Vanishing of...
Ooh. Who's going to vanish?
And interesting, the first episode was The Vanishing of Will Byers.
Oh.
First ever episode. So
somebody's going back to the Upside Down.
Episode 3 is The Turnbow Trap.
Turnbow Trap?
Yeah, all one word. Episode 4 is Sorcerer.
Right.
Episode 5, Shock Jock.
Right.
Episode 6, Escape from Kamazots.
What's that?
I don't know, but please, I don't want another side story where you're in a Russian Siberian jail again.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Episode 7 is The Bridge.
Okay.
And the final episode of Stranger Things will be called The Right Side Up.
Oh, as opposed to the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to get rid of the Upside Down completely. Cure it. Okay, that's exciting. Are you going to do a Stranger Things rewatch before Stranger Things 5 comes out?
I think in an ideal world, yes.
All of them?
I would like to.
All of it?
Yeah, I'd like to. I don't know if I can. We will,
yeah.
Or if that's even achievable. Because I think
it's
quite. Yeah, I know it's achievable. but what I mean is, like, you're gonna do. I would be really keen to watch, especially the first couple of seasons.
Yeah, because it seems like ages ago.
And but then again, season 4 they were all an hour.
Yeah, they were
episodes,
over an hour,
weren't they? The last one was like a movie.
Yeah.
The last couple might have been.
Yeah, I think the last couple were.
Yeah, I would like to do it again.
Yeah.
Just because it's been so long.
What was it? When was the first series? Like
2016, I think.
16, really?
Well, as in when it was, it was shown in 2016.
So it is like a decade old.
In terms of filming for day one of filming to release of final season, yeah.
I haven't watched it again since it first came out.
No, I've only ever watched every episode once as they came out.
Same. Maybe I'll do a rewatch.
I think that... Yeah, there's no way that that's getting released all at once.
No, not a chance.
Even if you get... I don't know. It will be something like April, July, November.
Yeah. You might not have
I'd be pretty surprised if we're getting the last episode much before this time next year.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if there'll be as big a wait between the last block and the finale as there will between the middle ones.
Filming apparently does not finish until December.
Right.
So it's still got a month plus left on set.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. But yeah, you're right. This time next year before you see the end, I reckon.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting. I feel like we've not talked about Stranger Things forever.
So it's been going longer than this podcast.
Yeah.
But there's only been like 2 seasons during this podcast.
Netflix has been gazumped in a bidding war, even though they bid the most money in said bidding war.
Okay.
How strange is that?
Very strange.
Talking of strange things. And the movie we're talking about is Margot Robbie's Wuthering Heights.
Right.
Which I think we have, again, mentioned that this was in production and was going to happen. So Emerald Fennell will direct it.
Yeah.
Her off Saltburn. Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi are trying to star in this thing.
Him off Saltburn.
Netflix bid $150 million.
Wow.
For this.
They really wanted it.
Yeah. And the accepted bid by the production company and the team behind it was from Warner Brothers for $80 million. Nearly half the amount.
Why?
Because Warner's apparently pitched a worldwide theatrical release.
Right. Okay. They're being a bit precious about it.
And it's that and a full marketing campaign. So whether it's, look, we're taking less up front, we'll take some back end.
But you're going to make more money at the top end.
Potentially. Less guaranteed. Plus it's got that. Yeah, we want to see it in theatres.
Okay. That's an interesting call. That somebody's half what they could have got. That proves that Hollywood isn't all just about money.
Well, one insider said that word on the street is that Netflix have been shocked by the outcome because they had outbid and have outbid every other studio for so long. That's their MO. Another insider says that it is believed Netflix wasn't even second place in this bidding war. And that they were basically dismissed.
Okay.
By the
That's really interesting.
by the movie.
I suppose that's a good thing for cinemas.
I guess so.
The production companies want things to go into cinemas rather than just take as much money as they can up front.
Yeah.
That can only be a good thing for the cinema industry. It's got to be pretty. You've got to be hoping it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric Handler, who is an analyst at Roth Capital Partners, has been talking about
Good
this.
afternoon to Eric.
And he says Netflix has the biggest number of subscribers and scale, so they can afford to play the game that they are playing.
Yes.
However, there seems to be in Hollywood a growing contingent of directors and movie stars who are saying, no thanks. I think once you've made... I'm talking about Margot Robbie here.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie. And also, the Saltburn was obviously incredibly successful critically.
That was an Amazon movie, though.
Yeah, true. That... Once you've made what you've made on Barbie...
You can do what you want.
Money is not necessarily the prime...
No, you're probably right.
...motivator.
That's good.
But, yeah. Will that be a trend?
I wonder if it'll end up... No, because it'll go into Max, won't it, after it's been in cinemas?
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting story.
Slightly linked to that.
Yep.
It's someone who wants his cake and eat it. Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
Have your cake and eat it.
Have your cake, want your cake.
I'd
love some cake.
Okay. Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Has called on Netflix to have a longer and wider cinematic release for Knives Out 3.
Right.
I have a bit less sympathy from this because you've already taken the money.
Yes. You can't say, here, streaming giant, have this, but please bring it into cinemas.
Exactly.
No, that doesn't work that way, right?
I think...
I also don't think Daniel Craig has as much pull as Margot Robbie does.
No, I would assume so.
But I see his point, though.
He was doing an interview with Variety, and he said, I really hope that Knives Out 3, Wake Up Dead Man, will have a longer cinematic release. Hopefully Netflix will push it out a bit and people will get to see it.
People will get to see it on Netflix.
Did you realise how many subscribers Netflix have?
I mean, they only put Knives Out 2 in cinemas for 1 week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like a 1 week release.
It was the week before it came out onto the service.
So maybe they'll get 2 out of this one.
He says, hopefully Netflix will push it out a bit and people will get to see it. The people I speak to, the fans, I suppose, all they want to do is take their families and go to see it at the cinema. That's all they want to do. And I hope we can give them that experience.
I don't think you can. You've sold your movie to Netflix.
Yeah. This movie is happening because Netflix is paying for it.
But it would be billed as a Netflix original. The second one was billed as a Netflix original. So why would they put it in cinemas?
Yeah. You can't have both. You can't take that money.
No, you can't.
And then have a bit of a...
You've got to do what Margot Robbie's mates have done.
Yeah. As a reminder, Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out 3 will star Daniel Craig, as well as Kaylee Spaney, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Josh O'Connor, Jeremy Renner, and Andrew Scott.
Good cast.
Yeah, they always have a good cast.
Yeah, they do, to be fair. The first one is infinitely better than the second one.
I've seen the first one a couple of times. I never even thought once about going back to Glass Onion.
No, I haven't.
It did drag a bit in parts.
Yeah.
I recall.
It's a decent film, but it's not, compared to the first one, it's nothing.
Okay. Bit more Netflix news.
Okay.
A bit of a U-turn on some technology.
Right.
It didn't feel like very long ago you couldn't move on Netflix for an interactive title
Yes. There was loads, wasn't
from Bandersnatch,
there?
which maybe pushed the envelope.
That was like the first one, wasn't
Yeah.
it? There was the Kimmy Schmidt one.
Yeah, a lot of Bear Grylls stuff,
Yeah.
loads of kid stuff, quizzes.
Yeah. There was the wrestling one. The Undertaker did one, didn't he?
Oh, like the Halloween one.
Yeah.
Where you have to like escape his haunted house.
Yeah,
or
him
whatever.
versus the New Day, I think.
There was we had a go at an animated one, didn't we?
We did.
I can't remember what it's called, but that was like quiz based, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
and it was like a
Oh God, that's
kind of Looney Tunes cartoon, wasn't it?
That seems
Can't
like
remember
ages
what it was
ago.
called. Well, Netflix has announced that in December they will be removing most of the interactive titles, effectively not to return.
Okay.
A
failed experiment.
Well, kind of. I mean, Chrissy Keller, who is a Netflix spokesperson, told The Verge, "We believe this technology has served its purpose, but is now limiting, and we are looking to focus on technological efforts in other areas." The first ever interactive title released by Netflix. Do you know when that was?
I thought it was Bandersnatch.
It was not.
Was it not?
No, there was something before it.
No.
It was a Shrek tie-in. It was Puss in Book.
Really?
Yeah.
I've
Trapped
never heard
in
of
an epic tale.
Right. When was that?
2017.
Okay. I'd never heard of that.
So there are a few titles remaining.
Yeah.
Bandersnatch was 2018.
Yeah. So Bandersnatch was great. It felt like it could have gone a bit further.
Yeah.
The worst one was the Kimmy Schmidt one. I remember watching that thinking, I'm not doing anything here.
Yeah.
I'm pressing stuff, but
Yeah,
the
it was
story's just
so
going
not
through its
interactive.
motions. It was just not interactive.
And it rerouted you.
Yeah, it did. If you made a mistake, it just was, no, you can't press that one and
Yeah.
go back to one.
Wasn't
Yeah,
great.
it wasn't great.
Netflix will only, according to The Verge, 4 titles will remain
Okay.
interactive titles.
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt special.
They're
And-
both Netflix originals.
And 2 Bear Grylls titles.
Okay.
You versus Wild and Ranveer versus Wild.
Right. So the Undertaker one's going.
Yeah. Everything else leaves after the 1st of December. That includes all the Headspace stuff.
Oh, really?
Guide to
Okay.
meditation.
Because they made a big deal of that when that came out.
Yeah, they did at the time. Interactive quiz games such as Triviaverse, kids franchise titles such as Carmen Sandiego, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Hidden Adventure, Captain Underpants Epic Choice Orama, Johnny Test's Ultimate Meatloaf Quest will all become unavailable from December. So if you want that last hit of interactive Netflix specials,
Go and
you've
do
got
them.
about a couple of weeks left to do it.
But that's interesting, isn't it? I wonder why. 'Cause what harm's it doing?
To leave it there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
Unless they just don't, unless they're licensed and they're not going to renew the licenses on them.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, they're all going.
Maybe it's got something to do with Netflix games. Maybe they get in the way of Netflix game downloads.
I mean, it's not like they need the space.
Well, no.
Like, that's all the Netflix news.
Okay.
We've got quite a bit of movie news to get through.
Hit me.
And we're going to start with some details on the sequel, which is now a sequel trilogy
Okay.
to 28 Days Later.
Oh, okay.
28 weeks later.
It's not
Now,
funny.
28 years later
Yes.
is a trilogy.
Okay.
Rafe Fiennes has been talking about his experience filming these.
Yeah.
IndieWire he's been talking to. And he said it is now 3 movies. And 2 of them have already been shot.
Okay. So 28 years later is going to be 3 movies.
Correct.
Right.
The first one directed by Danny. What's interesting about this is we knew the first one was going to be directed by Danny Boyle.
Yes, we did.
The second one was rumoured to be directed by Nia DaCosta,
Yep.
who was behind the Candyman remake, and I think she did the Marvels
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
You might be right.
So no one is saying who's directed this second movie.
Right.
So we're not sure if Danny Boyle's done it
Maybe
as
he's
well, back
done
to
them
back.
back to back or something.
And it's now the third one will be up for someone to take on.
I wonder if he's made the first one and gone, oh, this is really long.
Maybe.
Let's make it to 2 and then she can do the third one.
Maybe. But yeah, Fiennes said that this is now 3 films, 2 of which have been shot. Britain is 28 years into this terrible plague of infected people who are violent, rabid humans with a few pockets of uninfected communities. The movie centres on a young boy who wants to find a doctor to help his dying mother. He leads his mother through beautiful northern English terrain, but of course all around them, hiding in forests, hills and woods, are the infected. But he finds a doctor who is a man we might think is going to be weird and odd, but is actually a force for good.
Okay.
Guess who Ralph Fiennes is playing?
The Doctor.
Correct.
A rabid zombie.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like in 28 years we could probably just wipe them all out?
Maybe.
Seems a long time.
Yeah.
But I can't remember how the universe works. So when you die, do you just become one? Anyway, I can't
it's
remember.
been many years. Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and Cillian Murphy are all in at least the first one of these movies.
Okay. I'd like to rewatch the original 2, but I don't think they stream anywhere.
I think we talked about this in the
did.
Discord, didn't we? And said this is really odd. These 2 movies are not currently available.
None of the streamers have any
over here to watch for us. Obviously, there's ways and means, but
obviously. You could buy the DVD from CEX or something.
I'm sure you could. Yeah,
I'm sure that's what you meant when you said there's ways and means.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I had the first one on DVD years ago.
Yeah,
because I remember really liking 28 Days Later.
I feel like maybe my timeline's not quite right. I feel like 28 Days Later was like an early-ish DVD that was like...
It was early days.
Did
28 Days
business.
Later kind of rekindled the zombie genre was dead by that point, and that's where things like The Walking Dead came from. If it wasn't for 28 Days Later...
Talk about things that went on for 25 years.
Yeah. 2002, 28 Days Later. So
Okay.
you're probably right. It's not far off.
Wow.
How was that 22 years old?
That's crazy. Do you like, moving on, Hot Guys?
Yes.
Because, well, who
doesn't say
doesn't?
Hot Fuzz again. I thought we were going to get into that argument.
Who doesn't? Because anyone who does may be interested in the news that Tom Holland and Austin Butler
The 2 of the hottest.
signed up to play drug smuggling brothers
Okay.
in an Amazon racing drama.
Can I see the family resemblance? Yeah. I think I can.
Okay, I think
so.
I think we can. Yeah.
I can
it's
suspend
not the most
disbelief.
disbelieving thing.
Disbelief on.
As they have both signed up to star in American Speed.
Okay, crap name.
It will have a theatrical release and is coming from Amazon MGM Studios.
Okay.
It will be produced by Charles Roven, who was one of the producers on Oppenheimer, and Tom Holland and Austin Butler will play 2 of 3 race car driving brothers.
Right, okay.
So there is another one yet to be announced.
Right, I wonder who that's going to be.
They will play Don and Bill Whittington, a duo caught up in a scandal in the 1980s which saw several prominent figures in the racing community charged with funding their sporting endeavours using money gained from drug smuggling and money laundering.
Okay, that sounds quite good.
Yeah.
I'll work for that.
There is no director attached yet.
Right.
But...
You've got a cast but no director. That's weird.
I believe Tom Holland has got a small Marvel gig to come back to first.
That's true. Yeah, just get in the way, that, isn't it? He's just launched his own non-alcoholic beer range.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Beero.
Beero?
Beero, like zero, but
Okay.
Beero.
Okay, got you. Like Krusty O's.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been quite clear about his issues with alcohol recently, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's relaunched this range. Apparently it's really good.
Good for him. Good. Sequel news.
Okay.
I'm quite excited about this.
Go on.
Takashi Yamazaki, the director behind Godzilla -1,
Ooh.
has confirmed he has signed up to another Godzilla movie.
Godzilla -2.
Well, it has not yet been confirmed technically that it is a sequel to Godzilla minus one.
Okay.
But it is a new Godzilla movie, which it's going to be a sequel.
It is going to be. Because that film's a runaway success.
Godzilla minus one too?
Godzilla minus 12.
Maybe we got... No, Godzilla 0. That's one after minus one, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're going up.
Well, yeah, true. I love that film.
Oh, so good. Such a good film.
Yeah, Takeshi is back as director, writer, and lead VFX dude.
Nice. That's exciting.
Same roles that he had with the first movie. It was announced by Toho Studios in an emergency announcement video tweet.
An emergency announcement?
Yeah, like this.
Oh, like the fake Godzilla
newsreel type. Yeah. With the clip just announcing his return and saying further updates will follow.
Okay.
So
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Because that film's magnificent.
It's brilliant. Yeah. Honestly. Sometimes you hear, don't you? Oh, Godzilla again. But Godzilla minus one is outstanding.
I haven't seen them all, but it's definitely the best Godzilla movie I've seen. Yeah. It's one of the best disaster movies I've seen. It's a really good movie. Yeah. Really.
Having the World War II setting is just...
Yeah, perfect.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Go and check it out. Because there's going to be more. Movies I'm less excited about.
Okay.
And I'm sort of going, why is this happening?
Okay.
Is news from Warner Brothers that a Game of Thrones movie
is
in development.
Why?
Let's
milk that franchise for as much as we can
past
now.
This?
Yeah.
I mean...
I think so.
You got a...
Who cares?
A show based on a book that's not finished.
Yeah.
May never be finished.
A show that was badly finished.
That completely shit the bed in its last season.
Yeah.
You've got a spin-off that I think was reasonably... House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Was reasonably well received in its first season.
Yeah.
And
not in its second.
Not in its second season.
Yeah.
That's been renewed for 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
So that you're getting 2 more seasons of that show, guaranteed.
And now you're getting a movie.
Yeah.
Great.
The Hollywood Reporter says that at least one film set in
at least one
the Game of Thrones universe is in development. They say that last year an idea being floated around was a film. I'm going to say some words. These don't really mean much to me.
Okay.
A film was being floated around, centered around Targaryen dynasty founder Aegon the First.
Right. Okay. I know what Targaryen is.
Yeah, me too. And at some point, plans have been in place to do 3 movies. Who knows?
Who cares?
No,
thank you.
Yeah. Also in development at HBO,
yes,
on the TV side, is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. That's another show that's coming in the next couple of years, apparently. The Sea Snake and 10,000 Ships. That's another 3 Game of Thrones shows,
TV shows
currently being worked on. That audience
Nobody
just
cares.
isn't there, is it?
Isn't.
Sure.
I don't think it is.
But then there's like 4 Walking Dead shows that no one watches.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're getting churned.
That is true. Nobody even watched the end of The Walking Dead.
No. They had a movie, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like a TV movie where Rick Grimes came back. No one watched that either.
No. I know big fans of The Walking Dead who don't watch any of the spin-offs.
Yeah.
So, no. It's going to be the same with Game of Thrones. It's just easy. You've got all the cast. You've got all the sets. You just churn them out.
Content.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, how are you making money on that if no one's watching? I don't. A lot of it, some of it is we don't want it to lapse for someone else to do it better.
Probably,
maybe. I don't. Yeah. I can't get excited about that.
Let us know if you are interested in any of that.
Yeah, do.
I'd be interested to find out.
Do. Maybe saying something about my mindset, but I'm much more excited about these final 2 movies that have been announced. So how about a team up between Jack Reacher and I can't remember the character's name. The lady who killed a predator, Amber Midhunter in Prey.
Right.
Because they have both signed up to a new action movie called Painter.
Painter?
Yeah, which comes from the writer Derek Kolstad, who wrote John Wick.
Interesting.
They are all signed up to this movie, which is currently looking for backers.
Right. Well, Netflix have got some spare money. They're saving on Wuthering Heights.
They have, you're right. It will potentially be directed by Garrett Warren, who is best known as a stunt coordinator.
No. That's coming to one of our shows.
Yeah. But he worked on Logan, Avatar, and Roadhouse.
Oh.
Painter centers on a young woman trained from a young age who must employ every skill in her arsenal to rescue her father after he is kidnapped.
Sounds like every female-led action movie.
It's a reverse Taken.
Reverse Taken, it is. Aren't all female-led action movies that?
But some, yeah.
Pretty much.
I don't know if Alan Ritchson is playing the father or maybe the bad guy. I'm not sure. But
is he old enough to play the father?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I'm feeling maybe not.
He'd be the bad guy. Or the friend.
Yeah.
Or the trainer.
Before I went away, I said we've been watching New Girl.
Yes.
I forgot to mention he turned up in an episode of that.
Oh, really?
And he's like obviously this massive hench guy, and I'd totally forgotten. He was playing this guy who had a micro penis. It was really funny. Anyway. Yeah, that's happening if you like your action movies.
Cool.
Well, it's happening if someone buys it.
Yeah.
And then a name I've not thought about for a last piece of news. Not thought about for a while. Director Paul W.S. Anderson.
Okay.
Famous for all those Resident Evil movies. And also being married to Mia Jovovich, who was obviously in all those Resident Evil movies. And I think he was behind maybe the first Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Mortal Kombat, but not the good one.
He loves video game adaptations.
Event Horizon. That was all right back in the day.
Yeah, that was all right.
Not seen it for years. He is up to direct an adaptation of another video game.
Okay.
That video game being The House of the Dead. You know, your classic light gun,
an arcade,
all the bowling alleys, you've got House of the Dead.
I actually saw a House of the Dead arcade cabinet on holiday when I went to Spain.
Did you?
Yeah, I took a photo of it because I'm like, that's got to be 30 years old.
Wow, lovely.
They've got they were like blue and red guns, weren't
they? He's been talking to Deadline and says that his love for the game goes all the way back to the 90s.
Yeah, it would be.
When it was around. And he said, I've got a great idea for a movie. He wants to base it on House of the Dead 3.
Right.
If anyone's aware of the particulars of that game.
The big arcade one was House of the Dead 2, I think.
Okay. And he says, if you know about the mythology, it's all about family conflict amidst the action and scares.
Okay.
I always think that sort of game you only play 2 minutes of and you run out of credits anyway. Anyway, he says it's about a woman who's attempting to rescue her father. And it's also about a son of the son of the guy who caused the mutant outbreak in the first place. And he has to deal with the actions of his own father.
Okay.
If that all sounds a bit up its own backside,
a little bit,
then I think you'll be pleased to hear that Anderson wants to do this in real time. So basically make a 90-minute movie about people trying to escape a haunted house.
Okay, I'm in. That makes it much more interesting.
That's the pitch you go with.
Yeah. That makes it much more interesting.
Yeah. He says, I don't want to lumber this with a whole bunch of backstory that might exclude people who know nothing about the franchise. Everyone's got to be on the same page. Everyone's getting sucked straight into the action. And we have 90 minutes to escape the most extreme haunted house you have ever been in.
I like that idea. That's cool. I like it when people say, I've been a fan of this franchise since the 90s. I was like, well, everybody's a fan of it. It's been a fan since the 90s.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You're not special. Oh, that's cool.
So
I'm up for that.
We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, okay. I'm excited.
Yeah. If he's going in, not taking that serious, I'm on board.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm on board.
Agreed.
That is all the news.
Big news this week, that was.
Yeah, lots of news.
Thank you very much. Have you watched... This is going to be a big one as well. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've watched quite a lot.
Me too.
I mean, I feel
like this is going to take the rest of the episode.
I've been like 2 9-hour plane journeys for a start.
Well, yeah, there is that.
So
you've not been here, so I've had nothing to do. So I've watched a lot as well.
So I caught up on quite a few movies, which some are a bit, I know you'll have watched them ages ago, but I've just never got around to them. Shall I start? Do you want to start?
You start.
So I watched The Batman.
Oh, the Robert Pattinson one?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But always at the back of my head was, I don't know why this exists.
Yes. I think that's fair.
Or, why does this exist and then we're doing all the James Gunn stuff?
Yeah.
But I enjoyed Robert Pattinson. I thought he was good.
He was a good Batman, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's just like a standalone detective story. It doesn't even really need to be Batman.
Yeah.
It's just a crime story. It's good.
So I enjoyed it, but I think I enjoyed it the least of the plane movies that I watched.
Okay. What was the others?
Doctor Sleep.
Oh, have you never seen Doctor Sleep before?
No, I read the book, never watched the movie.
Okay. Thoughts?
Really enjoyed it.
It's a great film.
Didn't feel like it was as long as it is.
Yes. Was it the director's cut?
It was like, I don't know. It was like 2 and...
Yeah.
It was like 2 3/4 hours.
I think that's the only one that's really out there now.
But I just... Rebecca Ferguson was great.
She's so good. Perfect way of casting that.
What a character.
Yeah.
It felt zippy.
Yeah.
Considering I was an absolute captive audience member.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
So yeah, I enjoyed that.
I've seen Doctor Sleep a few times. It's a really good film. It's really clever how it's a sequel to the book and the film when they're both completely different entities. He manages to make it a sequel to both. I think that's really clever how he's done that.
I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Okay.
Which
the animated one or the original one?
Yeah, the animated one.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then I watched Dune Part 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bit of Chalamet in your face. Thoughts?
Also Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, of course.
I thought it was great.
Did you? You liked the first one, though, didn't you?
One, yeah.
No, I hated the first one, so I'm not bothered with the second one.
You probably have hated this.
Yeah, I would. That's why I never bothered with it. It's not for me.
Austin Butler's great in it, actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's working with some beautiful people. With Timothy Chalamet in that, now Tom Holland.
Going off piece slightly, did you hear about the Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest that happened?
I did. I saw it in the news, yeah.
Yeah.
He just turned up and... Did he win?
No, he didn't end...
He didn't actually. He just turned up and... Yeah. Oh, he turned up and, like, surprised a load of people, didn't he?
50... I think it was a book token for $50 was the winner got. There was loads of them.
He should have entered.
Quite good ones. Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin did that, didn't he? Didn't he lose a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest?
Yeah.
I think I've heard that story.
I think there's a rumour Elvis did it as well, but I think that might just be an old wives' tale. I'm not sure. Well, so, that was mostly my plane movies. I also watched several episodes of the final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
Which was just fantastic. So now I need to find somewhere to watch the
rest
last few. So I'll work that.
I don't think I've seen any Curb since it came back.
So I think
time it finished.
Yeah, so there was like a 6-year gap.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything.
I think the last 3 seasons, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get back into it.
Yeah.
I used to love Curb. It's great.
Yeah, it was. I'd started because I felt like I had to. I started with the subtitles on.
Yes.
Well, for most of the stuff on the plane, I watched with subtitles because there's a background noise. Anyway, so I started that with these episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I felt I had to turn the subtitles off at one point because there was so many C-bombs being dropped, and I was like, anyone could be looking at this screen.
Could be kids over my shoulder looking at it.
So I was a bit surprised that they weren't censored.
Embarrassed by the subtitles. Yeah. I love
that. Anyway, that did make me chuckle.
Cool.
And then I've been watching this week because there's only 6 episodes. I think we've got a couple left. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
Okay.
What's on BBC iPlayer.
Never heard of it.
So it's it's been quite a successful book.
Okay.
In the last couple of years, and this is a BBC adaptation of it, starring. I do apologise, I don't know her name, but it's it's the blonde girl from Wednesday. She's like the lead in it.
Okay.
And Matthew Bainton.
From Ghost.
Yeah, he's in it as well.
Boynton.
And it's about a young girl who is trying to retrospectively solve this murder that happened in the local town.
Okay.
Because all is not as it seems, and trying to find out who the real perpetrator is.
Cool.
And it's really good.
Okay.
My wife had already read the book.
Right.
And she was like, "Oh, I didn't realise this had been made as a TV show." So I was like, "Oh, I've not read the book. Let's watch it. And it's really good. I'd recommend it. It's good."
Okay.
Yeah.
I might check that out.
I don't want to give away twists and turns, but
one season or
6 episodes. On the iPlayer. You can go and check it out.
I will check it out. I'll add that to my list of things to check out.
I think there's been another couple of bits, but they're the main things I wanted to talk about. What about you?
I've watched quite a lot of stuff. I've watched a lot of films.
Nice.
And a couple of TV shows. So I'll do the TV shows I've been watching first. I've been watching Everyone Else Burns.
Oh, what's that?
Have you heard of this?
No, I don't think so.
It's a sitcom on Channel 4.
Okay.
Starring Simon Bird from In-Betweeners.
Yeah.
It's about this like offshoot religion. It's like they're like a cult, but they're a religion, and it's just the hilarity of that, and it's very funny.
Oh, cool.
I'm really enjoying it. It's like,
is he joining the cult?
No,
is
he's
he
like,
in the cult?
he's trying to become an elder. He's always been in the cult with him and his family. And it's not a cult. It's like a offshoot Christian religion.
Yeah.
But they're really like highly dedicated religious people. They only drink squash because they can't even drink like coffee or anything because of all the drugs. They still have arranged marriages.
Yeah.
He's got 2 kids. He's got a teenage lad who is about 13, thinks he might be gay. So there's all that sort of stuff going on. And that is like no way in this religion. And his daughter's like 17, so she's just finding boys. And he's trying to deal with all that. And it's really good.
You've sold me, I think.
Really funny. It's got the guy. He's in loads of comedies, but I don't know his name. You know Stafflet's Flats?
Yeah.
You know the Al?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I'm not sure. He pops up in loads
He's in loads of stuff. Yeah. He plays one of the elders above him.
Yeah.
But he's like trying to impress people. He plays basically that same character, but it's so funny.
Is it all there?
The second season's just come out.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, the first season, I don't know when the first season came out, but the second season's just come out. That's what got me onto it.
Nice.
So I watched all of the first season, about halfway through the second season. I've not finished it yet. So I've been watching that. That's the main TV show. I've watched a lot of films though. I've been to the cinema 5 times since you've been
nice.
on holiday. 6 times.
Okay.
6 times. 3 old films.
Yeah.
That got, because it was Halloween, they did like the horror movie. So I scooped through those quickly. I watched Carrie.
Nice.
At the cinema, which was great.
I bet that was good.
I watched A Nightmare on Elm Street at the cinema.
Cool.
And I went to watch Saw on actual Halloween night.
Yeah.
Which was 20 years to the day since Saw
really?
came out. Saw's 20 years old this year.
Crazy.
Carrie was, I love Carrie as a film anyway.
Yeah.
Carrie's the reason I got into Stephen King in the first place. So it means a lot. So it was nice to see that on the screen. Nightmare on Elm Street has not aged well.
Oh, really?
I don't think. It's been a long time since I've seen A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Dare I say it wasn't very good?
Did you enjoy it, or even though? Because you can still enjoy it.
You can still enjoy it.
Or were you expecting? Were you going in going, "Oh, this is going to be great" because because
it's a Nightmare on Elm Street? Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe I'd overhyped it.
Yeah.
And I know that Nightmare on Elm Street spawned all these horror movies, and
sure.
It's like the originator. But it just doesn't seem to have aged very well. It just wasn't. I don't know. It didn't not as much as the other 2 did.
Sure.
And Carrie's older. And then Saw was just watching that in the cinema again.
Yeah,
was something special. I think that's the first time.
I would love to know, just for yourself. I would love to know if anyone was in there and then not seen it before.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Or didn't know about
maybe
the whole twist.
Maybe. I think it's the first time that a film's come out for its 20-year anniversary that I went to watch the first time it came out.
God, yeah.
So I went to see Saw on opening night when it first came out. So to do it 20 years to the day afterwards is pretty special. And I love that. You know how much I love that film. And does not feel dated in the slightest, except for the mobile phones. Nothing dates Saw. It's
but then
such a good film. It looked shit at the time.
I want to say it looked shit, but I mean that as a compliment. By design,
it was.
It looked grimy.
It was never
grainy.
supposed to. It was filmed on a really low budget. It was never supposed to be the success it was.
Yeah,
and it's a remarkable piece of film. Joker 2.
Oh right.
Had I talked about that before? That was before after you'd gone, I think. Bad. Not as bad as people are saying it is.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was fine. It is a musical. I knew it was going to be a musical. Apparently, the rest of the world didn't. But even though it's clearly been said for years that it was going to be a musical.
And then it's kind of strange, isn't it? Because you've got like Todd Phillips and Joaquin Felix have basically said we didn't really want to do it.
Yeah.
But it was $1 billion movie, and
we had no choice.
Yeah,
it was kind of had to be done.
And that's not a good way to make a movie.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the end. I thought the end was fine.
Yeah,
I have no issue with the ending. It's not nowhere near as good as the first one, but it's not as bad as people say it is. It's not like walk out of the cinema bad.
Not what people wanted or thought they were getting. Shall we say?
Then I went again. So maybe I've been 7 times. Who knows? Then I went to see Smile 2.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen Smile?
No.
Okay. I didn't really like Smile. It's fine. I didn't like the ending of Smile.
Yeah.
This is the same film, just done again.
Oh, right.
There's a little bit more gory. There's a few more special effects in it.
Yeah.
But it's Smile.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I didn't think it was that great. The best thing I've been to see at the cinema maybe this year, is the documentary about Christopher Reeves.
Oh, wow. I didn't
Superman.
realise you'd seen it at the cinema.
Yeah, I went to the cinema. It was an unlimited screening.
I know you'd been talking about it in the Discord.
It was an unlimited screening. I don't think they haven't been showing it in our local cinema anyway, but they showed it that one night. Oh my goodness. That is a sad tale to tell. I didn't know a lot about Christopher Reeves. I don't know why. I didn't know a lot about, I knew obviously about him, but yeah, he had a rough old time.
Yeah.
It was, don't go into watching that without some tissues because it is a tearjerker.
Wow.
When it finished, because there's quite a big, I didn't know what was going to happen at the end.
Uh-huh.
He also died a lot longer ago than I thought. Because I was like, when it came to me, he's died, and I was like, I didn't think it had been that long. I could have swore to you that it was in the last 5 years.
Oh, God, no.
It was 20 years ago. It's 20 years ago. But I was like, because I was sitting there all the way through thinking, I wonder how he's going to, because Robin Williams is like a big thing in it.
Yeah. They were really good mates.
They went to uni together. He paid for, when Christopher Reeve's insurance ran out, Robin Williams was paid for everything.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I wonder how he's going to take Robin Williams' death. And then he died like 10 years before he did. And I'm like, I had no idea it had been that long. But that kind of threw me. But then the ending came, and there's no like music at the end. The credits just roll, and nobody in the cinema moved.
Oh wow! That's how you always know it's good.
Nobody wanted to stand up and show how much they'd been crying. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Cool.
It's probably the best documentary I've ever seen.
Watch out for that.
Watch out for it. As far as Netflix goes, I watched a couple of movies and a documentary. I watched Time Cut.
Yeah,
I think it's number one, or it has been number one.
It's riding
in the charts.
high at the minute. Yeah.
It's a bottom of the stream movie that seems to have done well.
It happens occasionally.
It does. It's just somehow got to the top.
Weak, and it gets well promoted. And
this
there you go.
movie made me feel old, man.
Why?
So this is about a girl from 2024 who accidentally gets herself thrown back in time to 2003 to try and solve her sister's murder.
Okay.
And it's the joke is all about how times have changed and how the fashions have changed in the last 20 years. And I'm looking at it thinking, I thought people still dress like that. I'm like, okay, 20. I thought people still did things like that and wore those sort of clothes, but obviously not. It's good though. It's fun. It's silly.
Walk around with your head in the clouds or something.
Yeah, I must have been. I just haven't been around teenage girls very much in the last 20 years. It's a bottom of the stream movie. You can pull it apart. It's a time travel movie, so it doesn't make any sense. It breaks the rules of time travel movies, but it knows it does.
Yeah.
It tells you, it gives you its rules. It sticks to its own rules, to be fair, but you can rip it to pieces. But it's not supposed to be watched like that. But my brain's just been trained to do that now.
I do fancy checking that out.
It's fun. It's not great.
Yeah,
but it's fun. And then I watched Woman of the Hour. The Anna Kendrick directed and starring movie.
Directorial debut.
About the serial killer who went on the dating game in America. Didn't like that at all.
Why? I've heard pretty good things about it.
I thought they undersold the serial killer.
Right.
To the point where he was just like a side character.
Okay.
And it never really showed how brutal he was and how dangerous he was, I guess. Right.
You didn't feel the peril.
You didn't feel the peril, and you followed her all the way through. Yeah. She was going to become this. She's like an aspiring actress who's going on the dating game to start a career. Then it follows him a little bit, and he goes around, and all he does is kidnaps these women, and then you never see them again.
Right.
It never shows you anybody being murdered in the whole movie, so you don't really feel like he's a bad guy. If that makes sense. And then I don't want to give any spoilers away, but he doesn't kill Anna Kendrick's character, and then the movie ends.
Oh, fine.
And I'm like. I feel like that if you're going to make a movie that's a true story about a serial killer, you have to make the serial killer look bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I would say so.
Like, this is a bad guy,
okay,
but it wasn't his story. It was her story, but she didn't really have a story to tell. She was just an actress going on the dating game who went on a date with somebody she later found out was a killer.
I do fancy watching it as well, but it sounds was it just a bit of a like, and then?
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, it really was.
And then
it really was.
And
then nothing happens.
Yeah.
And you followed this whole woman.
And that's not a story. That's not how you tell a story.
No, you follow this woman's life leading up to going on this show. And then she goes on this show. Then he's a bit creepy after the show. And then she gets away from him and the film ends. And you're like,
missed opportunity.
Not for me. Missed opportunity. I feel like I've been talking forever. One last thing. last couple of days ago, I watched Sweet Bobby.
What's that?
It is a documentary on Netflix about catfishing.
Okay.
It's a true story. Obviously, It's a documentary about a lady who was in a relationship for 10 years with a catfish and didn't know. Oh. And it started off as a podcast series. So there's a podcast out there called Sweet Bobby, and then it's now been made into this Netflix documentary. So I don't want to spoil anything from it, but for 10 years she was in this relationship with this guy who at no point did she ever meet.
That is insane.
Never spoke to. Never had any sort of video call with.
Yeah.
Was madly in love with. Got engaged to. All of this stuff. And then he just wasn't real.
Yeah.
He was real. So the person who was doing this had taken this guy's life, falsified it on Facebook, made his profile again on Facebook, plus 60 other Facebook accounts of people he knew.
Wow.
And had this whole... She was running 60 Facebook accounts, commenting on each other's statuses. Wow. So it made it look all real. She was even... He'd got a kid from a previous marriage. And she was even talking the lady into buying gifts for this kid. Or... for like baby clothes, and then showing them her photos of this kid in the clothes because she'd manipulated her into buying the ones that the kid had already got.
Yeah,
it's absolutely batshit. It's an unbelievable story. They had one FaceTime call, a Skype call. He wouldn't go on video because he was ill and he'd lost his voice, so he communicated through tapping on the microphone. So she was talking and he was tapping his responses, and that's the only time they ever had any sort of non-texting call for 10 years. It absolutely destroyed this woman's life. But it's psychotic.
That is.
But it's for me, it's psychotic on both parts.
Yeah. How are you not questioning?
How are you not questioning all of those red flags for 10 years? But
can you imagine if someone put that effort into something worthwhile
for seemingly no reason?
Yeah, just
the person who did it.
That's crazy.
Had no bad vibes with this woman.
Yeah.
She knew
randomly.
She knew her.
Yeah.
They know each other. So at one point, they'd gone out for coffee together, and she was texting her while they were there. This person, but there was no vendetta. It just seemed like she was bored, and it is an absolutely insane story. Honestly, check it out. It's on for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and listen to the podcast series because apparently that goes into a lot more detail and depth. But yeah, it's mad. It's pure bonkers.
Wow.
But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everything I've watched. There's a lot of stuff.
That's good. Good roundup.
Yeah. I'm going to go and watch Heretic in the cinema next week.
I've heard great things.
New Hugh Grant film. It's supposed to be brilliant.
Yeah.
So I haven't got to that yet. So I'm off work next week. So I'm hoping to go next week and do that. I think that's it.
Fantastic.
Cool. Right. What do we do next?
Next, we can check in and see how we're doing on Netflix games.
Oh, we can. We haven't got a game, have we? Because we didn't pick one at the end of the last episode.
Correct.
Which is crazy, really, when you think how much time we had off. When you've been away, you could have been playing it. I've been doing nothing. But we decided to give the game a little bit of a break. Yeah. So it's my turn to pick one.
Well, which I think is fine, because how long this episode's going, we didn't need another 50 minutes to talk about
that is true. I mean, I've got to edit this at some point. So yeah, I have picked a game for us to play next week.
Yeah, so we have
Go on, yeah.
Caught in the Net.
Yes,
is the name of this feature. So we take it in turns picking a Netflix game, because Netflix do games.
They do
each week, and play it. Come back next week, review it, talk about it, put it in our Netflix game table.
Yes,
it's your turn.
It is my turn.
What have you chosen?
You know, like a puzzle game.
I do.
So I've gone puzzle game. I've gone classic. I think it might be the original mobile phone puzzle game.
Okay.
We're going to play Minesweeper.
Oh, nice.
Minesweeper's been reimagined for the modern day.
It kind of like my take on Minesweeper is not so much the mobile phone. It's the like Windows demo game that you get.
Yeah.
Minesweeper and Solitaire.
So it's been reimagined for the modern day.
Lovely.
It's got nice graphics and things. Do you want the synopsis of it?
Yeah. Okay.
Run the numbers and reveal each square with care. Travel the world clearing undersea mines in this fresh spin on the classic logic puzzle game.
Okay.
So yeah, it's got like graphics and stuff. You have to get... So Minesweeper basically is you press a square, it gives you a number and then that's how many mines are potentially touching that square on the outside of that number. Or if you pick a mine, then you're out.
Oh, we'll feel like we're Princess Diana.
Will we?
Yeah.
Why?
She just used to go walking around clearing mines, didn't she?
Really enjoy Minesweeper on the Windows 95. So yeah, I thought we'd have a go at that. Something different.
Cool.
Bit of a classic.
Yeah.
Reimagined.
Retro. I like it.
So yeah, we'll do that.
Perfect.
Right, and we'll put that in our charts next week. Because I think there's like 16 films in the charts now.
Games.
Games in the charts. Talking of films.
Yes.
Nice segue from a mistake there. The 16th film of the stream table is this week's Thursday show.
What
are we watching?
Yeah, come back on Thursday and you'll be able to find our movie show episode.
You will.
We randomly, this movie was randomly selected.
It was.
From our generator, and we will be going to Amazon Prime in the UK.
We will.
As we watch Murder Size.
Yeah, we will.
That's murder plus exercise
Murder size.
Murder size.
It's a portmanteau.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to talking about this.
It's going to be a very fun episode, this.
By way of a tease, I will say I cannot wait to hear you describe some of these scenes.
Yeah.
And quotes.
There's some quotes in this. There's some scenes in this. It's going to be a fun, not necessarily a fun film, but it's going to be a fun episode to talk about this film, I think.
I think
we'll have a lot of fun with it.
A lovely time to do a sort of slasher horror movie.
Yeah. Set in the 80s.
The week after Halloween.
Yes, of course. Because we do family movies on Halloween.
Yeah.
We accidentally did one this time, but that was always our plan from the start. So yeah, go out and watch Murder Size, because why wouldn't you?
Why would you not?
Why would you not? And our podcast will be back on Thursday for us talking about that, and then we'll be back here on the tubes next Monday.
We will.
I can't believe I just said the tubes.
Do people call it that?
I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like it won't catch on.
No, I hope not. Cool. Right, let's get out of here. Thanks for watching. Do all the things like subscribe, ding the bell, all that sort of thing. Tell your nan. And yeah, bye.
Cheers.